Welcome back to Blueprints. I'm Akanar, and this is day 58. And I think that I have an idea of what we're supposed to do next. On day 57, we got our hands on the royal scepter, the true treasure of the trove. It was definitely an experience when it came to our drafting. having your hands on the royal scepter certainly changes things. But it also gave me, oh my God, wait a minute. It gave me an idea, and it's also here in the entrance hall. I'm not going to pick it up just yet, but it is here in the entrance hall. That changes things. We don't have to go and get the treasure trove in the outer room again. It just gives it to us here in the entrance hall. Or did we did call it a day in the treasure trove, or in the, that's what it's called, right? The treasure trove. The treasure trove was in the outer room on day 57, and that's where we called it a day, if I'm not going crazy. Is it because we called it a day in the treasure trove that it sends it to the entrance hall, or is this just a new fact of life? Well, okay. Not a real question. Just don't answer that just yet. But, So, okay. Let me finish what I was going to say before discovering this. I have an idea. We talked about this last time. The idea is that when we first picked up the true treasure of the trove, the royal scepter, I had two things that came to mind. The first one was this note from the antechamber when it's in the outer room: steady as the scepter, deadly as the stone, heavy as the crown, ready as the throne. And I immediately thought as well about this page from The Red Prince. And when we look at it with the magnifying glass, it sure looks like the prince is holding the royal scepter, and he's also holding the cursed effigy. That's what it looks like. And so I actually went to check my footage. I wanted to remind myself, was the cursed effigy actually an inventory item? And it was. It does go to our inventory. We can pick up the cursed effigy. Of course we could pick it up, but I just didn't remember, does it show up in the inventory? But on top of that, the description of the cursed effigy reads, the deadly stone cursed effigy. The deadly stone cursed effigy. Deadly is the stone. So this is really starting to feel like this is what they want us to do. Have the royal scepter. Also have the stone, the deadly stone effigy. And then also have the crown. And then go to the throne. It actually seems very simple and straightforward. My only question is, which crown? There are two, are there not? We have a crown. We have a crown that's in room 46. And we also have a crown that's in the closed exhibit. If I had to guess, I would think that it's the crown in room 46, because that one sure feels like it's heavy. That's the heavy crown, correct? Not a paper crown. Not a paperweight crown. That thing is the opposite of heavy. But also, my literal brain thinks about the way that it's depicted in the actual Red Prince, and I see, well, this sure looks like the paper crown. So there's a little bit of uncertainty, some ambiguity that clouds my my thoughts. But this really changes things if the royal scepter, well, at least today, it's here in the entrance hall. We don't have to draft the treasure trove back at the outer room. We could draft the shrine again, and we could actually get the cursed effigy today. I was thinking we were going to have to set this up for tomorrow. We could actually do this today. We have the scepter. We could get the cursed effigy, and we could get the crown. And if we get the throne room, it's even easier to get the crown because I don't have to go now back to the inner sanctum. I can just get the throne room and pull the lever there. I just need another way into the antechamber, or I need to open the antechamber and then get into room 46. We can do this. We can do this. Let's start to see if we can do this. I really thought that today was going to be more of a setup draft. But now, maybe we can just do the damn thing. I hadn't thought about this 100% yet on how I want to order the banner of the king alongside the royal scepter. There's two different buffs that we could put into play at different times, and it feels like we would want to pick black with the banner of the king, and then maybe blue with the scepter. I guess there's another variable here to think about is, does the color of the scepter matter? I'm going to hope that it doesn't, but maybe it does, because we are supposed to be the blue prince. I think. So we want this to be blue if we're going to complete this whole royal cosplay, don't we? But we also need to get a throne room, so it makes sense to make this black. At some point. I don't have 5 gems yet, so I don't want it right now, I don't think. But we may activate it in short order. Let's see if we can get our hands on some gems and keys and all our resources and stuff to start the day. Let's see how things begin. I may just want to take a workshop, although the tunnel is a very interesting option. If we just take the tunnel here, we don't have to draft it straight away. We could leave it and try to gather some resources and maybe open one of the antechamber doors and then use the tunnel to get as close as we can. Basically just go straight to the antechamber. The tunnel is a nice option to have. But also the workshop is a nice option to have because inventions. But do we need an invention? Do we need to do any contraptions today? The Geist bedroom is also nice because at some point we do want to go to get a shrine. And I'm not going to have an inkwell, almost certainly. So we want to have at least a couple dice to try to get a shrine. So this is a bit of a decision right off the bat. I'm just still kind of gathering my... when the game does one of these fun surprises, like giving you a royal scepter in the entrance hall unexpectedly, it takes me a little bit to wrap my head around, oh, wow, okay, there's this new variable I was not accounting for. So, yeah, what do I want here? I should maybe just take... I kind of feel like I'm supposed to take the tunnel and have this option of going straight to the antechamber. At the very least, going straight to rank 8 and getting more blue tents memos in a worst case scenario. But I'm going to do that. We're not going to draft it right away after. We're not going to continue with our tunnel digging, but let's at least put the first leg in place. And now we'll... Oh, it gives us a shovel. Okay, well, I will pick that up. That's another reason to take the tunnel, because sometimes it gives you a shovel right off the bat. I guess in this case, it gave us a shovel in lieu of a dig site. Okay, I'm willing to accept that trade-off. Fine by me. So now let's continue to the... It really doesn't matter. We're not trying to play chess today. We've got our Banner of the King back, finally. So I don't have to worry about going down the west wing to get her ladyship's chamber or anything like that. So I can kind of draft with freedom. So let's just draft to the east and see where we go. A commissary right off the bat is not a bad way to start. Lock that in right now so we get our sledgehammer. Having a sledgehammer to open trunks. I'm realizing that even if you're not making a power hammer, the sledgehammer is not a bad item to lock down because it opens swim trunks. It opens twin trunks, any trunks that you come across. You just get them. At the same time, I do like the extra doors from the den. So I think I'll actually switch to the den. I do want a commissary, but there's no guarantee. It's been a little unfriendly to us recently in terms of giving us gems. And that's really the strongest reason to want the commissary is the fact that it buffs your gem count so quickly. But when it doesn't, I don't know, it's still good because it gives you items. Items, and we have 81 gold. So maybe I should not be stingy here. I guess I'm also thinking toward an experiment. Like if we start our experiment and we get shops as the trigger, one less shop has already been drafted. I think I will actually go for the den because I'm just going to leave myself open right now. If you're thinking in terms of a magic draft, which did we talk about this last time? But I don't think we did. But I think I heard my brother was talking to me about how Tonda Ross actually is a big Magic the Gathering fan. I guess he actually has his own, I don't know, website or something, or he had some thing that he was publishing that was related to Magic the Gathering. So it's kind of fun that he's got that. It would make a lot of sense if he's got that drafting background in Magic. But yeah, we're going to leave ourselves open right now and not commit to any direction just yet in terms of colors and rooms. The blue rooms are your open lane, at least in my mind. So let's do that. Let's draft the den and we'll draft the corner and see if that gives us a room continuing up the east wing. We no longer have our Resilience of the Rook, which I found to be okay. A decent room, but also I love my Banner of the King. Here, do I want a Reading Nook versus Storeroom? I think the Reading Nook is in an awkward spot because the library is going to compete with that door that comes from the den. Don't have to take the library. Don't have to take it. The library is a room that we have not yet drafted on rank 8. So it could make sense to just settle for the storeroom here. I want to get myself a key no matter what, so I'm not taking the bedroom. I think I also want to take the gem in addition to the key. So I will go ahead and take the dead end here, and we'll see then what we draft out of the other door from the den. Oh, it gives us a dig site too? Don't mind if I do. Happy to take the dig site when you've got a shovel already. And a little more pocket change. Okay, cool. No broken lever. The extra item here, the dig sites are essentially an extra item, I think, in the way that the game logic works. Also, just as a note, there is, I think this is, I noticed, I did not read the patch notes, but apparently this is supposed to be, there's a big patch that just dropped. The accessibility update is what they called it. So I think there's supposed to be some new game settings around graphics, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not sure. Did I get that? Oh, accessibility. It's right here. It says it in big. Yeah, there's supposed to be like some stuff for colorblind assist and things like that. I don't think I did look at what the settings are. I read a little bit about what the setting changes were, but I didn't read any of the bug fixes, which is where they warned us, careful, there may be spoilers. So I didn't read any of that, but I did see that there were some changes for accessibility, which I don't think we need any of those. I didn't feel the need to make any adjustments for our setup here, but that's cool. A cool addition to the game. I think I mean, I guess we take the spare master bedroom if I don't want to dead end myself. but I also don't want to go in the spare master bedroom just yet, so we can do what we often do with this room and leave it for later after we explore the West Wing more thoroughly. I think I like that more than the dead end break room. I feel like we can get the break room in a spot where it actually gives us a door. So I'd like to leave the second option into rank 3 open here, and that's what we'll do. That is what we'll do. I could get up a little bit closer here. Okay, so I see that there are some coins, I think. Maybe those are car keys. One way or the other, it's not an item that I'm desperate to pick up this second, so we will definitely leave it for later. All right, so at some point here, when we get a good enough amount of gems, I want to activate this Banner of the King and go for black rooms, I think. They get they're giving us another chance at the commissary. We may not need a code check today. I had thought in my mind, planning today's draft, I thought that maybe we would need to get a code check so that we could code check our royal scepter. And then on the following day, get the shrine and the cursed effigy so that we can have all 3 of the necessary items. But they've made it a lot easier on us. So we'll see if we draft a code check at all, especially since there's nothing in there. The hallway is a really good pick here, though. I don't think I could pass a hallway. With the double doors as well as the key is too good. So I'll take the hallway. We'll get that commissary eventually, hopefully. Hopefully I'm not going to be punished for passing it twice. But now let's draft the other corner. Hopefully we're getting something like a conservatory. Do I want to spend a gem this early on a conservatory? The other option would be the Geist bedroom. Now, the thing about drafting the shrine, we want to draft it, but we don't necessarily want to pick up the cursed effigy until all the other pieces are in place. We want to basically be done with our draft and then pick up the cursed effigy. Because I think it's going to wipe out our Blessing of the Monk. And also it would make our draft a lot more difficult. Now, I don't think we really need the Blessing of the Monk anymore, though. I'm not sure. Not 100% on that. So I don't need to pick the Geist bedroom now, though, is the upshot. So it's a matter of bedroom versus conservatory. Do I want to spend the gem on the conservatory? I kind of don't. Like, this could have a dig site, but I don't think that's worth spending a gem right now. I think I'm willing to settle for the bedroom here, as much as I am not a fan of the bedroom. But I think I want that over... This kind of gives me the ability to draft the room from the door from the bedroom first and see how that goes. Because maybe it only gives us an elbow to continue drafting, and then I would want to draft from that room. So let's take the bedroom, save our gem, and we'll see if we can get the conservatory up on rank 9 later on. We do end up getting a key from the bedroom. Yo, dude, I feel like it was so long. We went for so long without seeing items in the bedroom, and now it's being good to us again, guys. It's being good to us. Maybe it learned its lesson. We actually sent it to purgatory with the repellent spray, and it's like, no, okay, I'll be good, I promise. Just don't use the repellent spray again. Oh my god. 3 keys though. We're looking pretty good here. And then we could nail down a parlor, but I think I'd rather just take the corridor. I was hoping I would get a room that gets me to rank 3. And then I can go back and draft that dead end from the hallway. This is perfect. It feels like we never get value from this corridor always left unlocked. Sometimes we do, but not this time. And, okay, so we'll take the corridor. And now I'll draft this door. And this is the spot where we could take a Geist bedroom. We don't have a sledgehammer yet. And so I can't really... I could open the trunks with keys, but I'd rather not do that. And I'd kind of rather have the pool in a spot where it's actually given me doors, I think. So this is the perfect place for us to take the Geist bedroom. Cool. Okay. Interesting draft so far with the three. Yeah, it doesn't often happen where the rooms, you get 3 straight through rooms going into rank 3. For what it's worth. But let's continue up the West Wing. And we're really, yeah, we're just continuing until at least I get 5 gems, but I'm probably going to get a few more than that. But I suppose once we pick a parlor, it's gonna be a few more than that. I do maybe want a locksmith at some point, but not here. So we'll take the reading nook in this spot because it's the only option that actually keeps us going, which I do want to keep going. But we'll see if the library wants to point the way. That makes sense. Magnifying glass, okay. Lucky magnifying glass plus metal detector got us some nice progress on the previous day. That is the other big mystery here that I do not have an idea about, is that blue door that is outside in the tunnel. I don't know what to do about that thing. I also don't know what to do about this. I guess I'm getting a dead end is what I'm getting. Okay, well, but I get 3 gems. I mean, I don't have to get a dead end, but I also don't really want to take a chapel that's going to draft over into the and block my tunnel. I want to block my tunnel. So I guess I'm taking a parlor. And then maybe that's the spot. Maybe that's the spot where we turn on our Banner of the King. Maybe. We're at least going to have to go draft from the spare master bedroom from here. Now, at the same time, I do have dice. And maybe this is a spot for dice, because this is a pretty unlucky set of draws. Like, I want the gems from the parlor, but I kind of want to keep drafting up the West Wing. I really don't want to go to the spare master bedroom just yet. And we should be able to get more dice. I don't have to save these 2 for the shrine outside, right? I'm gonna use a die here. Wow. Actual wow. I guess I'm using that second die. Sometimes the RNG gods are well, not friendly on one particular die roll. Please don't do it 2 in a row to me. Please. Please not 2 in a row. Okay. Okay, break room actually I think would be my choice here. The conference room. We did make it a bit more common, right? So we're starting to see that, I think, because it's shown up in a few places on previous days for us. But it still feels just like an okay room. And I think the chance at a key card here, this break room has been giving us key cards, even without calling it a day. So I got to take the break room, right? I got to do it. And we're so close to getting our math game trophy, I believe. I'm so curious where that thing's going to pop out of after our experience with the Parlor trophy. All right, assuming that we can actually solve the math puzzles. We've been doing pretty good at it, but they've been throwing us some real humdingers. This is okay, so we've got the inversion here, right? But the inversion is happening after the addition, right? So we have plus 14, but then that gets turned into 41. Then it's a minus 1 to get to 40, and then it's divided by 20 to get to 2. That makes sense. Now, this happens after... Does it happen after you add the 2 numbers? So 13 plus 1 gets 14, and then you flip it to 41? That doesn't make sense, because you end up with minus 20, which is 21. That doesn't work. So you have to swap it at each step, don't you? So you have to go 13, invert it to 31. Then you add 1 to get 32, and then you invert it to get 23, and then you subtract 20, which gets you 3. Does that work? Cool. Now, haven't we done this one before? Do I remember how to do it, though? This one was, it was like 20 plus 20 plus 20, but then divided by 3. So it's like 20 plus 20 plus 20 is 60, but then divide by 3, which is 20, minus 10, which is 10? Is that how we did this? Okay. Alrighty. Wow. Well, you know, a secret garden key, I'm okay with, because this is a way to open the antechamber. Excellent. It's 2 ways to open the antechamber even. If this is actually my preferred. If I am trying to open the antechamber, finding it won't be easy. Some days that's true. Some days not so much. But it's definitely not as rare of an item as when the first, what was it, day 3 or day 4 that we got this. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta code check this thing. I may never see this again. Yeah, so this is good. This is, you know, a key card. I still probably would have taken a key card over this if I had the choice, but this is maybe the next choice on the set of options, which I didn't even know you could get this in the break room. Maybe I've gotten it before and I forgot. Let's keep drafting. We're minus our 2 dice, unfortunately, but we at least can keep the draft going. This parlor, it's not pointed the right way. I could take a den, but I kind of like the workshop now. Not that I can make any contraptions, but I just like the straight through room, giving us. I like the. Well, I don't know. I'm just thinking about how we're gonna fill out this west wing, but also keep our tunnel option open. I don't know. Maybe we don't need the tunnel. Maybe I just should be taking the den and getting myself back over to the west wing. It's just a if you don't get that door that goes up the west wing, now you're kind of dead-ended. But also a dead end would not, if we dead end ourselves here, if we do it after taking a den, we're at 5 gems. So we do have enough to get a throne room. And we have 4 keys already. So getting to the antechamber and getting into room 46 is already a very reasonable. It's not going to be that difficult. I think I'll take the den. I think I will take the second den here for, and who knows, maybe there's a world where we draft out of this other side of the den and we don't worry about the tunnel. I don't know. Let's leave ourselves the option. All right, so the west wing door. I'm just worried this is going to give us a garage. That is one thing that was on my mind. Garage is almost, it feels like are you drafting rank 4 on the west wing? Oh, I'm going to give you a garage. For sure on your first foray into rank, beyond rank 3. Am I still okay with that? I think so. Yeah, it's like, it's guaranteed, man. It's guaranteed. But oh, interesting. Okay. I mean, I should probably take the West Wing Hall to keep drafting. But the boudoir gets me dice. The boudoir that's another way to get dice. Then we would turn around and we'd go to the spare master bedroom. And I have 4 keys. Is that enough? Is that enough to get me to the antechamber? Probably not. Like, I think I need to take the West Wing Hall because I need to be able to use the secret garden key. I think that's the way to play this, is you keep drafting up the West Wing until you run into a lock, and then you can use the secret garden. It's too perfect, right? I'm hoping we'll get more I'm hoping I'll get another chance at the boudoir. There's going to be trunks and experiments that are hopefully going to get us dice. And one way or another, we're going to be able to get a shrine today. Let's keep the draft going up the West Wing. And we do that by getting a West Wing Hall. Now, the West Wing Hall here does give me the opportunity, given the fact that there's this staff notice here, this does give me the opportunity to let you all know that I did finally check I did finally get, you all filled me in on, in fact, I had somebody who was kind enough to send me a screenshot. Not just the text of the walk-in closet, but also a straight up screenshot of the blue memo itself. The blue tents memo from the walk-in closet that I was supposed to have read and I just completely forgot about. But what it says is Her Ladyship Clara Epson was laid to rest on the 11th of June, 1983. June 11th, 1983. Okay. As with pretty much every blue note so far, the vast majority of them, why do I need to know that? I don't know yet. I don't know if it's important, but it does dovetail with the note here in the West Wing Hall, June 15th. So 4 days later, out of respect for the late Lady Clara Epson, the West Wing will be closed. June 11th, 1983. Will that date be important? Will it be, will it factor into the 8th safe? I don't know. Is that why they're giving that to us? The 8th safe that somewhere is supposed to be present? Question mark? This is where we use a secret garden key. Let's get it out of the way now. This also gives me a couple doors here that I can draft from. So let's first of all take care of the antechamber preliminaries. It's really useful having both of these doors open because sometimes you straight up draft through the antechamber if things don't exactly line up for you to continue drafting, especially when you have this rank 8 blue tents stuff that we're doing. It's really nice to have that extra avenue of maneuverability. I appreciate it. The game giving us this set of options. I just wish they would give me... I just wish there were a way to have both levers right next to each other, so I don't have to go through this little rigmarole each time. But it's just a minor nuisance in the grand scheme of things. Okay, let's dig. Add a couple dig sites here, I think. Lots of coins. We do theoretically have a standard rarity laundry room at some point that can also really get us going when it comes to our resources. So why don't we first draft to the rank... Let's draft the rank 5 door. Because now maybe I'll take... This is going to be a dead end here, no matter what we decide on. I don't think I'm going to need the steps from the nursery, especially when we've already drafted 3 bedrooms anyways. But the master bedroom is going to get us steps. We've got this fruit that we've spread from the secret garden. Steps should be okay. So I think we just take the gems. And maybe now is the time when I turn on my blessing of, or the banner of the king, and get a throne room. Try to get a throne room now. I think it's a good call. We only have, when it comes to, let's do the parlor, and let's get our gems. Hopefully get our gems, but we haven't failed so far. Hopefully I'm not getting overconfident at the oh no. The first box says this puzzle is harder than it seems. Well, it could be true, it could be false. This box is empty. Could be true, could be false. This box is... Oh my god, what the fuck? So... Alright. Well... Huh. Okay, this... Let's presume for a second that this is false. Then that would mean that... Well, it would mean that both of these cannot be false. It means that one of these has to be true. So, if one is true and one is false, then that would mean that this box has the gems. Right? I think that's, yeah, one has to be true, one has to be false. If this is false. Now, on the other hand, if this is true, then both of these are false. But that's a contradiction, because that would, if both of these are false, they're saying that each box is not empty, but you can't have two boxes that are not empty. So this has to be false, which means the puzzle is easy, and the parlor is actually just has been a baby game all along that I'm always stressing over far too much, because I just feel I'm always worried about overlooking a detail, because I've done this before on tests, exams, or in video games. I've made a leap in my logic that wasn't thoroughly checked, and I felt very embarrassed after the fact, having made that silly error. So I don't want to repeat my mistakes, you know? But yeah, so this is false, which means that one of these has to be true, and the other is... Oh, wait a second. Hold on a second here. See, I think I almost did screw up my logic, because if one is true and the other is false, that means that the gems have to be in one of these two boxes, don't they? Oh, maybe this is... Wait a second. Maybe this puzzle is harder than it seems. Okay, so we don't actually know anything from saying that this is false, do we? We don't actually know anything. Well, hold on a second, though. Like... there has to be a way to tell in which box the gems are. If you're saying that this is false, and therefore one of these... They both can't be true. Oh no, they could both be true. They could both be true. And that would be fine. Both would be empty, and gems would be in the black box. That's actually the only scenario that works, right? Because if one is true and one is false, you actually don't have... It's a 50-50. You wouldn't be able to tell which box the gems are in. They have to be... It has to be in the black box. That's the whole thing. That's the whole point of the puzzle here, is that you can't otherwise tell where the gems are going to be. So it has to be in this box. That's the... Don't make it... Don't overthink it, dummy. Don't be a dingus. Even when Herbert's watching closely. He's watching very, very closely. Is there a secret switch here that I've overlooked? I don't know why I'm suspicious of this painting all of a sudden. Okay, so we've got our 3 gems from the dead end parlor. Now, is this when I activate? Is this when I activate my banner? We have okay, so we have the tomb in the outer room eventually that would compete against the shrine if we were to activate this now. We also have the treasure trove that would be much more likely to show up first, since it's commonplace. What other black rooms do we have? The armory is not in the pool right now, and so I think that only leaves the aquarium. So it's only the 3 black prints. So this is really not, you know, once you activate this, it's not really going to affect your draft a ton. It's not going to make things... In terms of, like, crowding out other rooms, that's the only thing that I'm... Apparently I must have dig site as well. That's the only thing that I'm considering here is, like, I just want to avoid what happened yesterday with the scepter and taking blue, and we never got offered anything but blue rooms, basically. So, but yeah, if I draft this now, let's say they gave us the treasure trove as the next room here. I don't really need the treasure trove. But I'm probably going to have to take it. But I don't necessarily want to take it yet, because I still want to keep drafting up. If I take the treasure trove, it's just the one door here, and if I get unlucky, I might dead end myself. But then if we turn around to the spare master bedroom, maybe it's okay. Hmm. I also want to get blue rooms on rank 8. That's the thing. If taking this banner of the king really makes it so... I'm going to go ahead and do it now. I'm just going to do it now. Let's not overthink this. We want to get a throne room. And if the sooner we can get a throne room to show up, the better. Let's make it happen. And if I have to take a treasure, it's fine. Let's just keep drafting. Don't overthink it. It'll work out. I will take the Starfish Aquarium to start. It's funny that they give us an observatory next to the Starfish Aquarium. But I will take the doors here. Because I like continuing the draft. Up the West Wing. Starfish Aquarium also has a dig site, most likely. Sometimes it has another item as well. I need a place to spend my coins. I know, I skipped the commissary twice. So it's kind of on me. We need dice as well eventually. We still need things. Ooh, the attic could get us things. But the foyer can unlock hallway doors. Okay, that could be very clutch. Foyer versus attic. Foyer versus attic. I don't think the attic gets us dice. I don't remember there being dice in the attic. The attic will get us all sorts of other fun stuff. But I think maybe the foyer, when you have all these tunnel doors, you're just going to be able to go straight to rank 8. And it would unlock the other aquarium door up above us, which may have been unlocked already, but I think the foyer is the right pick here. We still have enough gems to draft a throne room when it shows up. Let's do it. I think I like that. I don't see any items on the tables over there, and I don't think there's... I don't want to draft through the foyer, so I don't think there's any other reason to go in the foyer. There's almost never any other items in any spot but those tables, if there ever are items in the foyer. So, let's keep drafting this way. Okay, no throne room yet. Do I take a patio here? This is pretty nice that we have the only 3 green rooms in our house are all, what's the word? Adjoining rooms. So it's pretty handy that we spend a gem to get 3 without having to spend hardly any steps. And yeah, let's do it. I think I want that. Steps are going to be not a problem with the fruit and the spare master bedroom. We may still get a kitchen at some point, but I want the gems here. Patio it is. And I'll go ahead and take my... Make sure I at least take that gem, but I'll take the gem here as well. That is so nice that all 3 of our green rooms are right next to each other. What are the chances? Do my dig sites too. This is an interesting draft. So fortunate, or seemingly so fortunate, that the game has given us the Royal Scepter. Is it because we called it a day in the treasure trove? Ooh, okay. Well, dang. Kind of needed a compass, to be honest. A compass really was what would have been nice throughout this whole process, to get these elbows to actually behave properly. But we're gonna have to head back down to the start after I think we take an observatory here. Let's take that and hope that it gets us a gem back at the very least. Maybe it also will give us a... I might consider the Southern Cross if that's an option, but it's not. Okay, Farmer's Apple could be very good with this fruit that we've spread from the secret garden. The Floreal's showing up just a little bit late after we've drafted 3 green rooms, but we do get the gem back from the Diamondus Miner. So there's our 34 star rewards. Got a ways to go to fully rehabilitate the star count, but we're starting that long journey back. Or maybe not so long journey, we'll see. Okay, we're going back to the start, because I still don't want to block my tunnel. I don't know if I'm being silly about that, but I want to have that option, I think. Keep my tunnel options open. And well, the other option, though, the other option is... Nah, I want to get a throne room. I want to get a throne room here at some point. Let's go to the spare master bedroom. That's what we're doing. And I do have to remember I got to look for fruit. Almost forgot that. And both 2 fruits so far that are buffed apples. I like how this is going. But so far this draft is kind of playing out perfectly. If I was going to actually try to make the scepter, stone, crown, throne a reality. See if we can keep it going. There's an orange in the storeroom. That's worth spending those extra 2. Spending 2 to get 5. Love it. And now we get our plus 20 from the spare master bedroom, and we're at 100 coins. Just need a place to spend them. Okay. Dining room, even more steps, all right. But mainly we want it because it has doors. Well, a door that goes to the east. I did put in a banner of the king, did I not? I still have not picked up the scepter because my idea, like, I don't know, I want to get a throne room first before I implement the... I guess what I'm going to implement is going to be the blue... It's going to be another blue scepter, because I do want to get blue rooms on rank 8, but I also think that if the color matters at all, blue matches the crown from room 46. And I think that the tunnel... This would not... I mean, you should always get the tunnel while drafting this room, even if the scepter is in your possession. I'm going to hope that that's how that works. Ultimately, we still do need some dice because I need to draft a shrine. So there's still a bit of uncertainty here because I have used those initial Geist bedroom rerolls. Conference room is perfect, though. I could also take a chapel, but why would I take a chapel? I don't have any red room synergies. So let's just take a conference room. And maybe we'll spread gold at some point or something. So, and that gives us the ability to fill out our base, which I love. And now we can take that second, we could take a second observatory and get even more stuff. I was thinking for a second I might take a Southern Cross and then take a Great Hall because it would open the antechamber for me, but we've already opened that antechamber door. It's not, the Great Hall opens the right-handed, the east antechamber door. It's the south door that I thought it opened for a second, but that's the weight room, right? I don't think I want to take a weight room here after I've already buffed all my steps. But I'm thinking a little bit too far ahead. Well, not that far ahead. If I'm taking an observatory here, it's worth thinking about, like, the possibility of the Southern Cross. Would you take it or not? I just don't get anything out of a coat check here immediately. So I could take a workshop, right, and at least get myself an item. But also the items are usually like... there could be a compass. You know, the compass could show up here. But you could also get a broken lever or a battery, which I don't really need. I feel like the observatory is the more... Let's leave the workshop because maybe it'll show up above the conference room. instead. Let's take the observatory here. That banner of the king so far. I know there's not that many black print rooms, but I would have expected the treasure trove to show up in the first couple options. Okay, 35 stars gets us the sail and Florealis. Not super exciting yet. Once we draft a bunch of shops, maybe it'll be. But there we go. Okay. Let's keep on going. One way or the other, we need a throne room, and we do have 6 gems. Hopefully that shows up sooner than later. I like security, though. Security is great. Gives us doors, and it lets us do all our security things, including an experiment. I was hoping I'd get the experiment first, because maybe I would have, you know, if we get a shops thing, like if we get shops plus aquarium, I would have maybe wanted to set Banner of the King to shops. I could still do it with the scepter. Oh, we really need a throne room. Have we missed anything here? Just one piece of fruit somewhere? We don't have a key card, so we actually do want to tone down the settings. And then I think we keep doing, like I said earlier, the sledgehammer for our special order actually kind of makes sense. It just feels like we are running. I haven't had things recently where I've been like, man, I want a magnifying glass. That may change. We at least have a magnifying glass today, whatever happens. But let's also do our... Would there be any new emails? I have a feeling there's never going to be any new emails. But I never know for sure with this game. Remote terminal access, please. Let's go to the laboratory. Experiment time. Our favorite time of the day. Oh, we need to do a new packet, don't we? Because we redid our packet on the previous day because we were desperate for steps. So now we need to redo our packet. Let's do that. We've already eaten a bunch of apples, unfortunately. I do want to have shop room in the pool. I am as I usually do. I'm gonna go back and check my notes and see what I had before, rather than overthink to death. I don't want to spend too much brain power on this at all. So let's just check what the previous packet was, or rather, let's go not the one that we had on day 57, but the one that we had from the day before that, or I guess day 55. I kind of want to go back to that as the default, but maybe we'll tweak it from there. So it looks like we had the first 4. These. And then hallway from another hallway, trash while digging. And then fireplace and upgraded. Do I still want that? Fireplace and upgraded. This is interesting. The different antechamber lever. I wonder if you could... Because we've already pulled the 2 antechamber levers in the secret garden. But we could go back and pull them again. Right? Would that count? Would you be able to get an automatic experiment proc if you just have antechamber levers anywhere to pull? And then you can get 1 trigger for each of them, whether you've already pulled them or not that particular day. I wonder. We could also take tomorrow rooms. I don't know, that could be... It feels like you want to have a chronograph to do this one most efficiently. I think I still like this as a default set of options. Let's finalize that. And then when it comes to triggers, we definitely want, today, we want the option, the possibility of getting dice. That for sure needs to, those 2 options need to be there for sure. And then I think we always want the 3 aquariums as a potential, because that lets us get stars back. We might keep this mailroom letter delivery. Gaining stars, like I said. Those two are that's the other option we have from experiments. Straight up gain a star. Lose half steps, but then gain 4 ivory dice. Get a weight room, essentially, but then get 4 dice. Do we want to do this just for today? Because we really do want to get dice. That's a lot of steps to lose, though, at least right now. I don't love that option. Gain a key for every 30 steps you have. That could come in handy. Maybe we take that today. We don't need to remove crates anymore. So now we have 1 more that we need to choose. So maybe the key for every 2 hallways in your house. Options to get us keys, dice, and stars. And yeah, I think that makes sense. The others, we don't really need nearly as much. So let's go with those options for today. I'm tempted by this 4 dice. Half steps is a lot, though. There's our custom packet for day 58. Let's run the experiment. Run it. Go, go, go. What do we have? Set your dice to 2. Yes. I was hoping I'd see that. That's what we want today. So now, each time you eat an apple, if we'd have gotten this before the secret garden. Trash while digging. We have a shovel. And we're going to be getting tunnels. This is actually good, right? When we go to actually dig all of our tunnels, at least one of those has got to give us trash. Hopefully. And then we'll probably find some other dig sites along the way. That's probably more likely than this fireplace, now that we've already done the 2 dens, the parlor, and the dining room have all been drafted. What other fireplace rooms are there? There's the trophy room, but that one's less common. And I'm sure there's a couple others in there, but I think we've drafted the more common ones already. So this is the one to do. Trash for dice. Trash for dice. Hallway doors are going to be unlocked, so we should hopefully be okay on keys. Let's do this. Cool. So I think we just need a throne room now. That's really all we need, because we should be able to get our hands on dice. And once I get that throne room, I can go and get the scepter and turn everything blue. That's what we can do. I'm going to draft above security first. And I guess I'll take a workshop here to keep going. Okay. Just looking at my blue rooms for a second, but I think all of the blue rooms we've drafted so far, with the exception of the break room, all of them have already been drafted on rank 8. And that includes the workshop and the coat check, for what it's worth. So we're filling out so far all the rooms that we've already taken at rank 8. The break room is just the one exception there. We'll have to figure out a way to get that to rank 8 somehow, because it's such a good room. You want to take it early to get those keys. But we'll take the workshop here. Let's check and see what the item is. It's a battery. Not desperate for that. So let's draft this door first. Could take a dead end here if I have to. It's going to cost me a key, though. So maybe I wait on that door and see. Maybe I should wait. The tunnel doors are going to be unlocked. Dice, we should be able to get from digging in the tunnels. It's just a matter, once we get, we have to be able to, we might have to spend some dice. If our only way to get to the antechamber is via the tunnel system, then we're going to get to this room that's right below the antechamber, but then we need to have at least one set of doors going left and right. And then, you know, those are no longer going to necessarily be hallway doors, and so we're going to need some keys along the way. We really need a locksmith. So I would love to actually get a locksmith here, or a laundry room. Let's take the shot at using our key, because one of those 2 shops, maybe even the commissary, might have keys. We're kind of looking for a shop now, in addition to our throne room. Hopefully we can get everything straightened out here, because our resources are just a little bit... Okay. So yeah, so now this is a little bit of an awkward position because I do want the throne room. I want to lock down that throne room. But that is going to put us at 0 gems. And so now when we get a shop offered to us, we can't take it. I can't take a laundry room, and I can't take a commissary. So this is a little bit unfortunate. But I really probably shouldn't pass up the throne room. It's just, how am I getting gems at this point? That's the dilemma. How do I get gems if I take the throne room here? I have to take it, though. I think I have to take it. It is just going to... Once you take that, because now you can't take a trophy room. Like, if this were a trophy room instead of a throne room, that would be awesome. Man. This is a weird spot. We've taken both dens. We've taken a storeroom. We've taken a parlor. Both observatories. Like, our common sources of gems are done. And the commissary is the next one that I would think of normally. But now I can't pick up a commissary. Is there a gem somewhere that I'm... Okay, there is a gem. We learned this... Was it last time? Or maybe a couple days ago. But there is a gem that's down in the inner sanctum. Do I need to go all the way out to the inner sanctum to get my hands on a gem? The inner sanctum. It's the underpass, technically, isn't it? It would cost me some steps, but I have steps. I'm doing fine in that department, and I've got a dining room. That's going to give me even more eventually. So this throne room is going to be a little bit redundant, because once I go down to the underpass, I can just open room 46 from there. I think that's what I'm supposed to do, though. Because now I want to have a gem to make sure that I can draft whatever shops pop up. And there's almost a part of me that wants to pick up the scepter and turn it into shops. Because I want to spend these 100 coins somehow. Certainly would be nice to have a foundation, wouldn't it? We've lived now without the foundation for some time. I've kind of gotten used to it again. But this would be a situation where that shortcut down to the underpass would be useful. I think I'm going to need that gem, though. I think that's what I'm going to do. I spend the steps now to get... I'm going to do it. We're going to take the throne room. There it is. But we're not going to the throne room yet, or we're not... I think we're going to be okay on steps. And the smart way to play this is to go get that gem that is down in the underpass. Let's do it. Take a little brief break from the rigors of drafting. Take a little jaunt around the estate. Touch some grass, you know? Important virtually as well as IRL. Still need to get a shrine, but... with our experiment, we're going to have dice. That part is covered. We just really need to get one good shop. Preferably a laundry room. Because the presence of a laundry room can solve both keys and gems for you, right? But a locksmith would be okay as well. Commissary, I would definitely slam a commissary the moment I see it. Are there any other resources like this quote-unquote free gem? Are there any other resources like this somewhere on the outside of the house that I've forgotten about? I don't think there's anything like this. Oh, I forgot to do the thing. I forgot you gotta switch the... Well, I kind of needed to see which way... I guess I could have seen where the door was from down here. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. The point that I'm getting at I don't think there's any gem in the apple orchard. We've seen this, what seems like the where the gem used to be held. It does seem as though we've seen. Gotta go one more, I think. Is it one more? No, it's more than that. You gotta go all the way. Because the door is ultimately over. Am I doing this right? I might be screwing this up. Because I think the door that you come in from here, and so we need the platform to be. I think this is the right way. I think this is how it goes. We'll find out in a moment. What we see in the apple orchard is the little gem stand, but it's empty, and it's been discarded on the ground. Ah, dang it! I did turn it the wrong way. Shit. Oh my god. Okay, I had it right the first time. Bear with me here, folks. Dingus at work. I just did this the other day, except it has been I'm gonna say it has been a stressful week for me. Things are in motion and things are happening that are hopefully gonna pan out for me without going into too much detail here, but also things have been very stressful for me lately, and it makes me even happier that I am sitting down to play Blueprints this morning. To not have to think about more serious matters for the short term. And I've been looking forward to testing out my theory. I just didn't think I would get such an opportunity to test out this scepter, stone, crown, throne theory today. Will it happen? This is that moment, though, that I talked about. This moment of desperation where we're running down to grab this gem. Maybe it's actually just a straight up misplay not to go get this gem. Because you spend how many steps? Like 8 steps? 8 steps is worth a gem, isn't it? On any day. Not just today. I don't know. Could be the right move. Okay, so now with our gem, like I said, we're looking to draft a shop. However, I don't think we want to set the scepter to shops. I'm gonna still see if we can manage to maneuver without picking up the scepter just yet. Because when we do pick it up, I want it to be blue. But if I can get my hands on a laundry room before I do that, that would be preferable. So let's see. Oh, by the way, hold on a second here. I think, wait a second. There was a new setting that I wanted to check. Because there's an auto stroll. That was the setting. Oh my gosh. Okay, so do I do invert? Is that the one that I want? So now this will just, if I can toggle this. Yes. I don't have to hold down shift anymore. Oh my gosh. Okay, my pinky is already rejoicing. Yes. Oh, I get to toggle that on and off. Beautiful. What a great quality of life feature. I loved that one in Expedition 33 as well. Good setting. All right. So, okay, so there's our throne room. So let's definitely go to the throne room and make sure we open room 46 because I forgot to do it while I was down in the underpass. But it kind of feels more fitting to do it from the throne room anyways. If we're doing it on a day when we're trying to do scepter, stone. Oh, it gives us a key? Hell yeah. Not a sanctum key, but a regular old key. I mean, I want the regular old key today. That's cool. Scepter, stone, crown, throne. If we're trying to do that, then the correct roleplay here is to open room 46 from the throne room. Well, okay, you gave us a key. Let's use the key. And give me a locksmith. Dang it. There's our dice. There's our dice from the boudoir, but... do I just take a dormitory here? Get even more steps? There could be an item in the dormitory as well. The boudoir does get us... You know what? Let's take the boudoir. I'm overthinking this. I was thinking, oh, I don't need dice. I don't need dice because I can just get them from the tunnel. But there's a gem in the boudoir as well. I'm not going to draft from it because I don't want to block my tunnel, but there's a gem here. Okay, we get a lunchbox proc as well. Cool. There's a gem here. I still don't regret. Oh, I forgot. I don't have to hold the thing. I'm already reverting to holding down the shift button to run. It's a toggle now. You don't need it. Okay. I'm already reverting to old habits. What I was going to say... Actually, what was I going to say? I have so few items. Where are my items at? What was I going to say? I already forgot. No idea what I was going to say. There's a commissary. Okay. I did say I was going to slam dunk the commissary. I'm not going to renege on that promise. No takebacks. At the same... No, never mind. They did give us gems. Okay. I was like, no, there's salt shakers here, not gems, but the gems are here. Cool. Sweet. Salt shaker, sledgehammer, metal detector. Love it. And gems. And... Sail! All the things. Gimme, gimme. Does the metal detector 5? Does the metal detector normally cost 10? I thought it was 8. Why is it 5? What the hell? We're getting commissary inflation already over here, guys. Yeah, not ideal. Okay, so what am I trying to accomplish here now? What am I trying to accomplish? I don't love spending the gems at the rotunda, but I already drafted a throne room. So that's in place. The scepter is in the entrance hall. The tunnel system is ready to go to rank 8. We have 2 dice. We're going to have potentially more dice that we can dig up from the tunnel system. So, we really just need to make sure we have enough keys to get around. Oh, the kennel opens doors. Huh. We need to have keys to get us around to one of the antechamber doors. And then we try to draft as many blue tents memos as we can, but that's definitely second. That is the lesser priority. The main priority is to get a crown. So maybe I just take the kennel to have an additional way to unlock doors. Now the tunnel doors are already unlocked because of the foyer, so I don't need the kennel for them. I would be taking it for potentially other rooms on the way to the antechamber. I could spend 3 gems on a rotunda to keep drafting this way, because I would like, you know, if we just naturally get to... Well, the thing is, I may not want to spend any more keys along this route. I might want to just hold on to these 2 keys that I have, and then draft all of my unlocked tunnel doors, and then hopefully, with 2 keys, get to the antechamber. Is that being a little too optimistic? I still kind of need a shop. A laundry room specifically, or a locksmith. There's 2 shops that help me out, and really just the last little, it's just the last little wrinkle here is, do I have enough keys? Because once I unlock this, I can unlock the door that gets me to the room below the antechamber. This tunnels all the way. So we get to this room with 2 keys. So 1 and then 2. I actually can get there with 2 keys, can't I? I just need to make sure that the doors go in the right direction. But with dice, I can do that. And I'll have dig sites in the tunnel. Like, I can spend some of my dice and then go back to the tunnel and dig the sites. I'm going to not dig anything in the tunnel at all if I have 2 dice. And then once I have less than 2 dice, then I can go dig to proc my experiment. Okay. So I just don't want to spend any more keys along this direction. I don't necessarily mind spending gems if I still have 3. But I could just take a dark room. I don't necessarily want to end. I'm gonna take the rotunda. I'm gonna take the rotunda. Man, this thing's expensive. It's useful, but it's expensive. This would not be a bad axe candidate. Because we made it less rare, didn't we? I'm gonna take the rotunda. I'm going to do it. I could also have used redraws there, but I think the rotunda is a good enough option where I don't want to use the redraws. Now let's see, though, if this door is unlocked. If the door is locked, then I think we're just going to go and try to get to the antechamber. I think that's what we do. We're not drafting out this door because I don't want to block my tunnels. But let's see what we get this way. It's unlocked. Augers. And I can rotate. I don't want to spend a gem on a laboratory, so I can rotate and get myself a library. Beautiful. Okay. Now, at the same time, I would have loved to get the library on rank 8. Just missed it. Missed it just by 1 rank. But let's keep going. This door's probably going to be locked. At some point, we're going to run into a locked door here. And then things are going to be done in this direction. Because I don't want to spend another key here. I don't want to spend another key. I want to take... Do I need to pick up the royal scepter in the entrance hall right away? Because if we're going to come back to the throne room, I could theoretically wait to get back to the entrance hall. But I think I want it to be blue. Because like I said, we're always going to draft the tunnel while drafting this room. It doesn't matter what... It shouldn't matter, hopefully, whether the scepter is in our possession or not. So we just pick it up, we turn it to blue, and then we count on those blue rooms to get us to the antechamber. We should be able to, with 3 gems, hopefully that's enough. Like, if we might have to draft an office, but the office gets us a gem back. We should be able to do this. Let's head back and go for it. It's time. It's mostly time, because we still would have to get a shrine, but I think we're at the point where we want to go for it. I think I'm hopefully not forgetting anything. But I keep doing the hold down the shift. I was like, why am I walking so slow? Oh, that's right. It's because I'm not toggling my shift key and saving my pinky. My poor pinky. Oh, this is not... Right, we didn't get to rank 8 yet, but that's fine. We still have plenty of steps. Hopefully this works. Hopefully this is going to do the thing that I think it's going to do. Well, I think... We're going to find out if it does something. What I was... Oh, dang it. I'll take the tunnel. That's fine. I take the tunnel, but I forgot to pick up the scepter. I'm holding down the shift key again. I'm all out of sorts here. We're taking the scepter. I hope this doesn't screw up my tunnel system. This thing is oppressive, though, so I wouldn't put it past the royal scepter. It looks so dang cool, though. Each of these modes, no matter what color you pick, it just looks awesome. But we're taking blue. Once again, blue it is. We're confirming this. All right. Scepter in hand. First piece acquired. We're not digging because I still have 2 dice. Tunnel. No choices to be made. No decisions to be made as of this moment. Just take tunnels. But do keep an eye that you don't pick too many. We're picking 2 more tunnels after we pick up a coin. Sure. We're drafting 1 more tunnel. Was there a chest there? There was a chest here. What the heck? There was a chest, and there's a lockpick kit. Okay. Now we should be good. No matter what. And maybe this gets us to even more rooms at rank 8. Perfect. 1 more tunnel. And now we don't want to pick a tunnel. Don't take a tunnel now. Do I... There's another trunk? What in the world is going on here? And there's keys inside. There's at least 1 key inside. Okay, beautiful. Trunks in the tunnel. And multiple dig sites, too. Dang. Did we buff items to the hallways? Foyer doesn't do that. It just unlocks the doors, right? Okay, 2 dice in hand. If we can get a door going both ways, that's ideal. Doors going both ways. Not like that. Not a chamber of mirrors, dang it. That was the one thing I was worried about. I was like, I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to jinx it. But in the back of my mind, I was thinking, turning this blue is going to make the chamber of mirrors more common. Have to use a reroll. Okay, courtyard. Whew. It's not a blue room. And there's the mail room, by the way. Our package has been delivered. Woo, we're saved. I am certain... Well, I am taking a courtyard here, yes. Our security level is low. One of these could very well be a security door, though. I just hope they're both not. If they are both, it's not the end of the world. Because we can go back to the dining room and get our steps, and then we can go draft from the library. So the draft is not over if the worst case scenario happens here, but I'm not going to use my last die when I have a courtyard. This is good enough. Hopefully. We shall see if it's good enough. Oh yeah, and Florialis too. Okay, I did see the security door here, and I quickly looked this way. Not a security door in that direction. Whew. All right, so let's get our gems. Lots and lots of gems. That's not a problem. Dinner bell has rung. And now we can dig to get more dice. Right? We can get turnips as well, because we have a salt shaker. But I think with that turnip now, I will go back and I think I want to get 2 dice. Because I want the rerolls. I want as many rerolls as I can get. Not now, turnips. Not now. It's a good thing we got extra dig sites. Even without a root cellar. No, I need trash. Guys. I need trash now. No. Of course. Of course, this is how it's gonna happen. I guess we need to know now. Well, I don't know. Do I just... Maybe I just draft with the 1 die. Because... Man... If I only have like 1 set of trash in this whole set of dig sites in the tunnel. Now I'm wishing I saved those dig sites over on the green rooms on the west wing. I'm going to go ahead and draft this door. I'm going to take the risk. We're not worrying about blue tents memos if we have to choose rooms that are either blue rooms we've already had on rank 8 or not blue rooms at all. One way or the other, we got to get to the antechamber. Let's make it happen. Hopefully. Okay, I will spend a gem to get a laboratory because I only have the 1 reroll where, like I said, I haven't had the utility closet, I haven't had the classroom yet, but we have to take the laboratory because I don't have my ornate compass. Ornate compass would be so nice to have right now. But I'm not going to spend my last die. It's unfortunate because I want to do all the things. I'm such a greedy drafter. But in this instance, we We take this. We take the laboratory. Now do I go back to try to get a second die from my dig sites? Having that second reroll, like if you, how likely is it that you don't get a door to the left with two, you get an initial redraw and then the one reroll? An initial draw, sorry. So out of 6 floor plans, what are the chances that none of them point to the left? We have blue scepter. There's going to be an elbow room that points to the left, right? Out of 6 options, there has to be at least one, doesn't there? Man, I would just hate to get so close and not be able to make it happen. But we still need to make the shrine happen. And that's where I feel like I might need the extra reroll. And if I only have the one set of dice that I'm getting from all these dig sites in the tunnel, I think it's correct to just draft here and now. I think it is. Just looking around for any items that might be in view. Oh, and my metal detector does go off. Gotta pick up this coin. That's laying on the floor. Gotta do it. It's the good luck coin. That's gonna get us to the antechamber. I believe. Okay. That works. It's not ideal, but it works. We take it. Right? Because that's it. The door's open, right? The door is open. It works. I hope it works. I hope there's not some wrinkle in the plan here that I've forgotten about. But this door to the antechamber is, in fact, open. Frames for just a moment there. Moon pendant could happen. I don't think I need the basement key. So we're not picking that up. Just want to get my crown. Heavy is the crown. Maybe. I would feel just ever so slightly better if, similar to the description on the deadly stone effigy, if there was the word heavy somewhere in this description that would cement the clue, I would feel a lot better about that. At the same time, I don't think the royal scepter has anything that says steady. You don't see steady in this item description. So, once per day, you may select a new color to adjust. Wait a second. Am I the biggest dingus ever? Once per day, you may select a new color? Hello? I could change this? And tomorrow you will begin the day with royal scepter within your grasp? Is that just because I'm in a blue room right now? We should test this. But also it looks like I can change it because it says once per day you may select a new color. I totally didn't see this the first time around. I thought we were stuck with blue permanently. Maybe we still are, and I don't know. I don't want to change it just yet. That's the one thing. Because maybe we do draft this room over here. This room that's on rank 8, and we could get a blue room there. So, okay, we got 45 steps, and I don't think there's anything else to do in room 46, so let's go. And I guess while we're here, I'm probably not going to be turning on the dark room before I draft this door, so let's go ahead and draft this. It's already unlocked, and it actually gives us 2 options here. One of these is, well, it gives us 2 options that have gems attached to them. I'm probably going to take the 2 gem option here because that's more likely to be an elbow room, correct? it's much more likely that this is like the music room or the office. Whereas if I'm taking the single gem room, there's a lot more dead ends that this could be. That's my theory, at least. And if I'm taking the music room or the office, I've already had those on rank 8. So we have this on rank 9. So we can take a stab at getting a room we haven't had before on rank 8. Let's do it. And it is the music room. Cool. We might as well finish doing our draft here, unless we get lucky somehow with a key card and we could continue over here on the other side of the courtyard, but we're very close to just being done. We're very close to just being done. At the same time, should I just go to the throne room? I'm hoping this is not going to impact whatever happens or doesn't happen in the throne room. I hope that's not going to be impacted by what I'm doing here. I'm just being the efficient drafter and making sure I finish my possible draft from the doors that are available to me before heading back to do the real business. So let's see. Oh, there's a special key. Well, I can't use the prism key though. Let's see if the lockpick kit works. Still, this is supposed to be an upgraded lockpick kit. It's 0 for 3. We picked up a key in the music room though, so we use it. The planetarium. I have not drafted the planetarium yet on rank 8. I have drafted the attic, and I have drafted the ballroom, but not the planetarium. We got a new one, guys. We got a new one. Oh, and the planetarium gets us a die. We don't even have to dig from the tunnels. Poggers. It's perfect. We could even call it a day in the planetarium if we wanted to get stars. We'll think about that for later. We get the planetarium. Okay. All right. Let's get the die. Let's grab it. So, 2 dice. It's time to go draft. We keep the royal scepter. There's one thing I want to check. I want to see if this text changes when we're in a room that's not blue. And I forgot to do it here with the dark room. We have to go through the dark room. Does this text change? No, it says tomorrow you will begin the day with royal scepter within your grasp. I feel like maybe the literalist in me is overthinking this, because I thought for sure we had to call it a day in a room that was the same color as the scepter. But we did not do that yesterday. We had a blue scepter and we called it a day in the treasure trove. And yet the scepter still showed up in the entrance hall. So I'm starting to wonder if this just shows up in the entrance hall. Also, who knows? If we're really on to what we're supposed to be on to, we might not even need it anymore. I don't know. Whatever's supposed to happen with the throne room here, let's go and see if we can get a shrine. I can't get any more than 2 dice. Unless there's a trunk that I've missed in one of these tunnels. We better look now. I don't think there were any other trunks. Okay. So we can't get any more than 2 dice unless I wanted to spend the steps to go up to this last. We have 1 more room to draft from the library. Does that matter? I forgot to check the note in the planetarium. Oh my god. Okay, now we really are going to have to call it a day in the planetarium. Because I need to go check the dang note. I'm such a... Oh my god, man. There's too many things to keep track of, guys. I'm so, like... I'm thinking through... I don't want to screw up the throne room. I don't want to not do this correctly. And I got distracted by this thing with the royal scepter. I'm getting distracted. I think we're going to be all right because I still have the dining room plate that I haven't eaten. So steps should still not be an issue. We are going to be cursed momentarily, but that shouldn't matter because our draft is basically done. And I don't think I'm going to go draft that room up by the library. I don't know. Could be a freezer. Maybe I should do it. Maybe I should do it, but I'm also... I'm gonna do the throne room thing first. I'm here now, and I've been dawdling long enough. It's time to make a wish and see just how steady is this scepter, and how deadly is this stone, and how heavy is this crown. And do I even have the right crown for a throne that is ready? Okay. The treasure trove does get offered here, which is what you would expect with Blessing of the Monk. And the tomb also gets offered, which I guess you kind of expect because our Banner of the King is still black. One redraw. And we do get the shrine. All right. Shrine. And I have a sledgehammer as well. That's the other important part of this that I hadn't thought of until just this moment. But the sledgehammer, you kind of do need to open the cursed coffers. And because I don't think it's sufficient to just take back your money, because that does curse you, but it doesn't give you the deadly stone effigy. And I think this is what we got to do. We're going to be cursed for a couple days, but I think this is what the game is hinting us to do. Deadly stone cursed effigy. Yes, I didn't mean to. I forgot this shows that. Okay, now I got to click that. There we go. Ooh, I lost half my steps. Ooh, okay, I didn't. I forgot that part happens. Was that part of the... Does it say you lose half your steps? I did not remember that happening, guys. Oops. Fortunately, I think I have enough to get back to the dining room. Hopefully here. Oh, man, that was almost the one wrinkle that I didn't anticipate. I am gonna make it to the dining room, though. Holy bejesus. And I did go into rank 8 this time, so the dining room does have meatloaf for me. Sorry, country stew pie. Even without a boiler room, this is the most scrumptious stew pie I've ever had, because otherwise, I guess I would have had just enough steps to get to the throne room, but then nothing else. So, saved? Question mark? Okay. Ready is the throne? We were right.
Steady is the scepter.
They're at the ruins.
Deadly is the stone.
Is that Marion? Dressed like Robin Hood, kind of. And she left? Wait, is that Marion?
Heavy is the crown.
I feel so smart, though. That's Marion. I don't know who was in the... Maybe she was in the green cloak, too. There's the ruby crown. Oh, and it is in the same looking room as the closed exhibit.
Is the throne.
Oh, we figured it out, guys. We figured it out. Throne. Whoa. Throne of the Blue Prince. I didn't read it. I sort of read it, but I didn't read it out loud. But I did read it. Oh shit. Oh shit, I didn't realize it until just this moment. Oh my, Listen to this music, dude. I feel so goddamn smart right now, guys. Holy shit. I actually saw the clues. It actually made sense. And this is certainly what they were hinting at with that Red Prince little sketch. And as soon as I saw the scepter, it just clicked. Oh my God, this music is a banger. Listen to this. I feel so goddamn smart, man. That might be the most satisfying puzzle in the whole game. Because as fun as it has been, and at times necessary to have hints from you all to keep me going and get past certain obstacles, it is so much more rewarding. It feels so much more satisfying when you're able to piece something together on your own. So I feel so good about this one. We have permanently ascended this floor plan to Throne of the Blue Prince. God, I have such goosebumps right now, man. I am so like inside. I'm trying to keep myself contained, but I'm like jumping up and down inside and almost actually literally jumping up and down. That was such a fist pump moment. I'm so hyped. There's stuff in this room as well. There's like a Morajai box there, and there's like a note. I'm so excited right now. Throne of the Blue Prince. The next time you draft 8 blueprints in a row, permanently unlock all blue sealed doors. Okay, this was the thing that I was thinking. Like, I read that silently. I kind of skimmed it before the screen changed back to the throne room. And I was like, no, I didn't read it yet. But I did read it. And I saw the permanently unlocked blue sealed doors. And I thought, that's the door at the end of the tunnel. That's the door at the end of the tunnel. Holy shit. Then when it came back to this room and the camera is framed right here on the Mount Holly. Where else do we see this? Like, we see it in the entrance hall, I think, right? And we've seen it how many other times throughout the game? I don't know what other floor plans have this in their image, but the Mount Holly symbol, that's the symbol. That's the core. The sigil core here is the Mount Holly. We've seen this emblem the whole game, and it only made sense when I just now saw it, because it did look like when you see the core on that locked door down at the end of the tunnel, you don't have the little like berries. I guess these are like cutouts for where berries would be on this plant. The holly plant. So it doesn't look quite the same, but it's the sigil core. I don't know if it's the Ajiran sigil core. That's the part that's a little unclear to me still. I want to see that cutscene again now. Maybe we can rewatch it in security. We should try to do that. Security's right next door. Holy shit. Look at this place. There's a blue throne here now. Feel free to tell me, was the blue scepter required? It sure felt like it was, because that's what was in the dang cutscene. Blue scepter, blue crown. It felt like that was required, but feel free to tell me if it was. So now, I don't think this blue sealed door is unlocked yet. Because it says the next time you draft 8 blueprints in a row. So this is, I don't think, going to be retroactive. Maybe we'll check if we have the steps here. I don't know. The former seat of power of House Ares. You know, maybe my questions would be answered if I read the flavor text. The former seat of power of House Ares. Dude, fucking like, that sounds so Game of Thrones when you say it that way. House Ares, enthroned anew in the 6th era of Nevmora. As in New World? Wait, is that what's... Are we saying this is the start? This is day one, guys. We just sat on the throne, and this is day one of the 6th era of Nevmora. Isn't it? Because we've had... Hold on, we're gonna do a quick... I'm jumping all over the place here. But we're gonna go to our notes and check the history of Arindia. Because we only had 5 eras, didn't we? The era of ruin. The 4th era comes to an abrupt end. The current era. Today, the realms inherited by the 3, Phaneres, Archaeres, and Araja, once again stand united as allies. Though the distance between our peoples has grown, our connection to this land remains as strong as ever. The spruce and birch that span across our realms serve as a constant reminder that we all share a common past. And as those thrones continue to grow, and as those trees continue to grow, did I say thrones? So do our hopes for a common future. A future where we are not defined by the colors of the banners we raise, but by that which connects us, a land that we each call home. Well, okay, I might be... It definitely does not mention the 6th era of Nevmora. It ends by saying this land, after all that has happened, is still Arindia. Where the sigil of Arinda Ares was once affixed, the crest of her ladyship, the Grand Architect Baroness Orovai, now presides over the court. Grand Architect. It was her study originally, wasn't it? After the passing of the Baroness Orovai, her private study was claimed by her eldest son, Herbert. For years, he immersed himself in countless notebooks, drawing inspiration from her discarded ideas. From mechanical puzzles to architectural blueprints, each endeavor he pursued in this room was realized in the shade of her creative legacy. She was the Grand Architect. I had that fact had not sunk into me. With me. This is now part of Throne of the Blue Prince. Damn, guys. This stinking game. This stinking game. They are giving us a Morajai box. The Mount Holly variation. My grandmother's own design. Is this Mary's handwriting? I think this is actually Mary's, isn't it? Because her grandmother was the Baroness. Let's double check our notes here. This music is so stinking awesome. We stinking did it, guys. We followed the clues. And we did it. I want to check the root cellar. Family tree. Yep, Baroness Orovai is Mary's grandmother. So this is Mary's handwriting. I think I recognize her handwriting as well, right? The H on the left is longer. Remember? The Mount Holly variation. When you press a blue tile, it copies the ability of the middle tile. Okay. Screenshot. Mount Holly variation. So dang cool, man. So dang cool. So it copies the middle tile. We also have black, which this shuffles the row. And then you have green, which swaps with the opposing tile. And then purple bubbles down or up? Down. Okay, so we probably have to, at some point, do this, I'm guessing. And then black. Maybe we use black to get purple to be the middle tile. Is that what we want to do? So Now it says it copies the ability of the middle tile. Does that mean it turns into a purple tile? No, I think it just actually stays blue, but it takes the purple ability. So I think that actually means that this blue tile here, which I only clicked once, I think it has the purple ability now. Well, we can test this actually a little bit easier. Just over here. Oh! All blue tiles copy the purple ability. All blue tiles. Well, then we're good, right? Because now I win. Simple as that. Boom. And it is an allowance token. Do I ever not pick up this allowance token? Like, what if I want to swap stars and allowance? And then I can, if I wait to pick up this allowance token, then I can, like, do I really need 83 allowance instead of 81? I feel like at this point, I think it's kind of wasteful to pick this up. I'm not gonna pick up this allowance token because there's the min-maxer in me, just in case. I don't need 83 allowance right now. I don't need it. And if I do need it, I know where to find it eventually. I think that can stay here. That's a fun little thing to add to our discovery of the throne of the blueprints, but it's not something I need to pick up today. This is awesome. We reclaimed the crown. What did it say previously? Was it reclaim the crown or reclaim the throne? One way or the other, we have reclaimed. It's a little unclear to me still why we needed a cursed effigy to do that, which is why I want to rewatch that cutscene. Let's see if we can rewatch the cutscene, because I want to look one more time at the person in the Robin Hood green. It's the first thing I thought of. Oh, it's Robin Hood. Why was that our mother? And why exactly do we need the cursed effigy to be part of this equation? Let's see if it'll even let me. How do I? Oh, because I have to do. How did I do this before? Was this it? This one, right? The home security system. Yeah, okay. That was the thing. I almost did the regular network login. And then I was like, oh, that doesn't exist in that menu. You have to use a whole different password. I remember now. Home security surveillance. So, 1994. No! What? Oh. No, this is... It's 1994, right? Oh, is it not going to let us replay... We can replay all of the Rumpus Room scenes, and then we finally lose our throne room music. God, that was so cool. We can replay... The Parlor is the opening cutscene. The Blackbridge Grotto cutscene that lets us replay, yeah. Security, going into security for the first time, yeah. All of the Alzara cutscenes, but then we don't get to rewatch this one through this menu, it looks like. That is unfortunate. I was hoping we would get to do that. Okay. Maybe we'll do that. I could always like stop the recording and load up my recorded version of it. I could do that if I wanted, but I was hoping it would just be here in game. I don't think we need to rewatch that right now, but it's just a part of that. It was so cool getting to see Simon walking in wearing the crown, actually, for once. Wearing the crown, wielding the scepter. We could try changing it now as well, but I kind of don't want to at this point. Like, what are we gonna... We've got one more room to draft here, which I'm probably not even gonna draft. Let's think about, are we gonna draft it? We got 24 steps. But I kind of want to make it back to the planetarium because I want to read the note. Do I have to go straight back to the planetarium? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I have 8 spare steps. So we could I think, use those 8 spare steps to go outside. We never spread anything to the conference room, right? So I don't think there's any more steps we can pick up. But what we can do is oh, holding down the shift key. What we can do is just check the tunnel. I think I can do that. Let me just double. The tunnel is going to cost no more than 8 steps. It's not going to be more than 8 steps. And I just need to get back to the entrance hall with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 steps so that I don't exhaust myself in the planetarium before I have a chance to read the blue note. That's what we'll do. And we'll call it a day in the planetarium to get those stars. And then we have the throne of the blueprints to look forward to. But first, let's check the tunnel, because we have 7 spare steps, and we should... It's going to be 1, 2... I think it'll be okay. I hope it's going to be okay. Don't hold down the shift key. At some point, like, it did a weird thing when we went in here before where it counted, like, going through the tunnel costs like 2 or 3 steps. But I think that should still be okay. Let's see what it does here. What an unbelievable... See, it counted 17 there, and now we go into unknown, and it's 16. But I think that's the last it's gonna take away our steps. Oh, no. Oh, well, that's an unfortunate wrinkle here. I didn't... It resets the... It resets the microchips. Boo, I can't do it now. Not if I want to make it back to the planetarium. Okay, we're gonna accept that this... The literal text on here says the next time you draft 8 blueprints. So you have to draft this room, and then you have to get 8 blueprints in a row? Oh, in a row. Interesting. Well, that should be pretty easy to do, though, with the Royal Scepter. Yeah, the harder part is really going to be getting the throne, because it is rare. But if you're turning it to blue, if you're turning this to blue, maybe it's not so rare. This is going to be... Man, this really would be a good room to axe. This would be a great axe candidate. All right, we're going to... Okay, that door is almost certainly not open yet. The door that's on the other side of the microchip door here. I wanted to check because we had the steps, but we didn't get to check because microchips go back to the grotto, probably. But we will still get to go to the planetarium. I'm still like, I'm still coming off of that high of like, that almost feels like the true ending. That feels to me like we were talking about where is this game going to end? That's pretty dang close. That is a moment that is very true ending-esque. Oh, I could dig up these dig sites now, couldn't I? If I'm worried about steps? Maybe we should do that. Let's see if we get some turnips from these. Now that I don't need dice anymore. If we get turnips, maybe I can consider going to the grotto. But if not, then we'll just stick to plan. Stick to the original. Yeah, we still have 1 dig site here. We finally get our pebbles. And yay, experiment successful. Okay, all right, so no extra steps. We will settle for doing some star watching. But yeah, it feels like that is really what we've been aiming for this whole time, isn't it? Simon's destiny to become the Blue Prince. The thing is, it's not quite an ending because we want to open that door. The door with the big... Now, it says unlock all blue sealed doors. Not the blue sealed door. Ooh, oh my god. What other blue sealed doors are there? That was also so cool to see the miners that were digging in the ruins. That place that we've spied through the looking glass, so to speak. We've only looked at it from a distance. Here it is right here. That was an easy one. We've only looked at that ruins from a distance, but we got to see it, and I want to watch it again in that cutscene. Maybe we'll start next episode with that. But what a cool moment. I'm gonna be thinking about this. I'm gonna be geeked out about this all day long. Whoa, wait a second. The Inkwell is not the largest constellation. What? Oh no. Oh no. Ooh, well, not the largest constellation. Jeez. There is so much to this game. And that's one I'm not sure I'm gonna live to see. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be playing this game, and I don't know if I'm gonna get to whatever the largest constellation is. Don't tell me just yet how large that constellation is. I don't want to know anything more than that just now. My first guess is it's like 100 stars. Get to 100 stars and you're gonna see something new. That would make a lot of sense. 100-star constellation. Jesus, though, we gotta start drafting. We gotta start doing the shop room aquarium experiment. Man, what a great, phenomenal draft. I cannot say it enough. How cool this game is. Have we started the 6th era of Nevmora? Exalted beneath the blue banners of House Holly. Did I read that? I might have not even read that before. The former seat of power of House Ares, enthroned anew and exalted beneath the blue banners of House Holly. We are House Holly, baby. Oh my God. And we have the Grand Architect's crest. There's so much to think about. So much to think about from this draft and this discovery, and feeling so dang proud of myself for putting the pieces together. This thing, when it clicked, and it feels so dang good. We're gonna be cursed, I guess, for another day probably, but we can live with it because now we got some blueprints to draft after we get another throne. We got to draft another throne, and we got to draft some blueprints. Because, of course, that's the name of the game. That's where we're going to wrap up this installment of blueprints. Let me just, before I do that, I only got 4 steps. I can't do anything, but I'm going to look at my inventory one more time just in case. But there's literally nothing I can do here other than I'm going to get 2 more stars because apparently we got to make it to 100. But this is where we're going to wrap up this installment of blueprints. Thank you all so much for being, this was a good one. I'm certainly glad that you all were here for this one, because my God. We drafted a garden castle. I was wondering if it was going to do anything super extra special for getting the day that you get the throne of the blueprints, that you ascend to the throne of the blueprints. What a cool draft, man. What a cool draft. In one regard, this would be the perfect day to say this is where we wrap up the game. But I am too dang curious to see what's behind that other door. So we're at least drafted one more day on the estate. House Holly. Yo, I kind of wish it said that here, House Holly. I might just call it that from now on, because that just sounds ridiculously badass. House Holly, bitch. Wow. Wow. What more needs to be said, guys? This game is the best. What a phenomenal creation of a video game that they have done. Looking forward to probably checking out that cutscene again on day 59 and trying to figure out how to draft a bunch of blue rooms in a row, but we've had the scepter before. We know that's really not much of a problem. We just got to get back to that throne room. Ready was the throne. Goddamn. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one.